Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to pYanodon's Season 3 with another heap of updates. So, you know, I like to have this be a part of the season because I don't want changes to come out of nowhere. So I like to read these together. So we're going to go ahead and read them. We've got a new update for Alien Life. Caravan actions now only consume food if items were transferred. That's huge, right? That makes them more efficient, and it also fixes that migration that we talked about an episode or two ago. I guess it was like 3 or 4 now, where now it doubled all of the load and unload down to a certain number. Well, now that will work properly without consuming even more food than it did before. So the only downside now with that migration is that it looks a little annoying in the caravan menu. But the good news is that now players who have hundreds of caravans can update, and their caravans will actually perform better, not worse. So that's good. Updated the codex page, a bunch of other fixes. Do any of these matter for us? I don't think so. Fluid mining drills not working when connected to pipelines with low fluid level. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Fastwood Forestry shrunk the sprite size by 1, so you now can see what's built behind it. Oh my goodness. Ask and ye shall receive. That's awesome. Okay, what about this? Fluid mining drills, defined catalyst, erbium, pistols to gunpowder, blah, blah, blah. Okay, nothing that matters for us there. Botanical nursery can now pass through fluids. That's handy. Fluid mining drill, that's actually really handy. Let's see. What is that? Fixed a crash. That's nice, but I don't think we were dealing with that. It looks like the mining drill, fluid thing, and catalysts are showing up everywhere. Updated the graphics for niobium pipes. Greatly buffed the bolts casting recipe. That's nice for the future. And what else we got? Uranium mines no longer have a separate fluid buffer. Buffed the copper cable casting recipe. Also nice. We're not going to be doing those for a while, but that's nice. All right, I'm going to update all these, and I will be back. All right. What did I do? Hold on. I'll be back. Okay, that's better. I was like, what just happened? It's kind of a long, it's not a long story, it's just a boring story. Basically, I had accidentally overwritten my Pi initial save for syncing mod settings and stuff, and so I had to re-download it from Discord, and when because I've hosted it on Discord if you'd like it, by the way, and when I re-downloaded it, it counted as the most recent save, so when I loaded the most recent save, it was my fresh start, rather than my current base. So that's all that happened there. Nothing to be afraid of. Anyway, we've got our heaps of aluminum. Om nom nom. And that feels really good. Let's look at our production graph here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that feels good. The best we've ever done was 43 a minute consistently. And in the last 10 minutes, we're over triple that already. So that's great. Love to see it. The last thing I should do is probably make a few more fluid mining drills here for aluminum and get that going a little bit stronger. I really hope nothing breaks with caravans. Last time I updated, I said to myself, I shouldn't do that. And then I just now did it, so I might be paying for it. We'll see. I'm gonna have this do something like this. So that's more out of the way. And then let's go ahead and rebuild this a bit. Is this just in the way of... I'm scared that there's more aluminum underneath there. And there very well might be. Okay. And then we need just a regular pump. For this. And we're gonna need a couple extras right here. Okay, perfect. So then that can do this and this. And this. And then we do need a pump pumping into here. I forget the exact details of how that was working, not gonna lie. But it should be sufficient. And then we need to provide, oh, you know, we should be able to do one of these guys right there. And then I should be able to do T-junction like this. And then one of the, another T-junction. And then an L-junction. Oh, careful. I almost did the thing. I guess it couldn't reach anyway, but still. Don't want to accidentally delete things. I literally accidentally deleted something right as I said those words. By things, though, I meant fluids in pipe networks. Oh, it's so quiet. I don't have music going. Hold the phone. Let me get that going. There we go. Just need a little bit of background going. Okay, there we go. Sweet. Okay, I wanted to check on cDNA production. Looks like we're doing what we want. 20 over the course of an hour is perfect. What's next? Done. Upgraded aluminium, done. So cotton guts is what we were looking at. And didn't we successfully produce the first something or other? I think we did. Oh, cotton gut food. Yeah. We got a milestone for that. So we should have a good amount by now. Uh-oh, we have 0. How do I... Oh, dummy. There's biomass in this. There's an output of biomass that I never dealt with. How much is it? Per cotton gut food, which is per starch, it's 1.6 biomass. So that chest won't fill up until we have almost a little more than half a chest worth of cotton gut food. So that's not going to happen for a long time. By the time we need cotton gut food to be produced constantly, I'll have already had 2,000 of it. Yeah, I don't think that's a problem. Okay, so now we need to go set up cotton guts, which I kind of already did over here. I think I'm missing things, though. Fish eggs, seaweed, cotton. No, I'm actually not. It's literally all we need. Oh, I only made 3. I kind of need 4. Ah, shoot. Let me get another cotton gut stud, because there's a 10% chance I get screwed over. Because I forgot you need 1 cotton gut to run the place. Imagine a mouse running a building. Look, he's got his little manager hat on, you know, like a hard hat floor manager thing. What am I getting? I'm getting all the ingredients for a cotton gut codex. Circuits, that's what I'm getting. Okay, so 2 of those. We need another 100. Automation science. And then I probably need 3 cDNA. Let's grab that, and I think that's it. I think the other stuff we need is over there on the west side. All right. So this is kind of a just in case measure. We might not actually need this cotton gut. And what, 5, 1, 6? How many do I need each? 1 there. 5 there. That's what I thought. All right, and then 10 biosamples, 5 biosamples. And then we're good to go. All right, so that will result in 1 moss cotton gut. And by moss, I mean the Spanish word for more, not moss as in, you know, M-O-S-S, moss. I realized that was confusing after I said it. Whoa. Okay. Let's get cotton guts going. I am missing sinkholes and exhaust pipes. I'm not gonna fix it right now, but I'm just noticing. All right, let's, oh no. The fish are dead again. No, we already had fish apocalypse, as someone in the YouTube comments said. Why are we fish apocalypsing again? Why are these inserters not running? It's because we don't have biomass on the belt. Why do we not have biomass on the belt? Something's very off here. We're not feeding in biocrud. Why am I not feeding in biocrud? Oh, don't tell me. Oh, it doesn't auto-feed a different item. That's fluid's own. Oh, no. Interesting. So how do we prevent that? Because it only composts in chunks of 4. And the same is probably true for moss. 3 to 13, so not quite, but... One, I mean, I'm thinking of a couple solutions, but it's a little tricky. One way would be to put the moss on a belt and have 3 inserters that all fire at the same time. But that can lead to error if the moss ends up not being on the belt and then all 3 fire, but only 2 of them have moss. So that could be an issue. I mean, it shouldn't ever happen though, because this is running, I mean, if we ran out of stone, it could break, you know what I mean? And once it breaks forever is the problem. So it's not something I want to take risks with. So the foolproof method would be to have 2 different... Because you also can't set the recipe, right? Yeah, there's no set recipe button, because this just is like a smelter. It works with whatever it's got in it. So once it's put in 2, it has no way to stop doing that thing and spit it out, which means I would need some sort of logic that reads the contents and overrides this inserter to keep running if the contents aren't... Oh my god. How easy is this to do with a decider combinator? Like if I say moss equals... No, I need an arithmetic combinator. Because there is a modulo, right? This might be the first time I've ever considered using modulo. Oh, there is no modulo. Or wait, is percent modulo? Hold on, I gotta Google this. Factorio, arithmetic, combinator, official wiki. Modulo is percent. Yeah. So this is ridiculous, but hear me out. Okay, and wait, this one is just always running. So this one I don't have to worry about being a problem. Because as we get more biocrud, well, but what if we aren't getting biocrud? No, this is actually problematic. We almost need, it's like we need a backup. How do I even describe what I'm trying to say? It's like we need this to only start inserting biocrud if we have at least 4 biocrud in here. Then it will be okay. But then the problem is if we set that as the restriction, it won't insert the biocrud because now it's less than 4. You know, like let's say it has exactly 4 left. It starts inserting, now it has 3 left and it'll stop inserting. So we need some sort of RS latch almost to control that. I guess I could do the same with moss. Yeah, is it better? Anyway, I do want to describe what I was going to do with the modulo thing. So what we would do with the modulo is we would read the contents, and then what I would do is I would read the contents to here, and we take moss modulo 3, and that will output you know, some signal like biocrud, and then we will multiply that signal by, I really wish they did a huge revamp on the decider combinators, and it's amazing. Now I would love them to do a revamp on the arithmetic combinators where we can then do math on the output. I would love a revamp on arithmetic combinators as well, because now they feel a lot weaker comparatively to the deciders. I mean, they're strong in terms of they can do a lot of things, and they've always been able to do that, but just I feel like we should be able to do more with them now. Which is me being greedy, I realize. But I would love to be able to do math on the output rather than having to output it and then do math. It just feels like that would be a lot cleaner, because what we want to do is multiply by like negative 20,000 and then output biocrud. So then what we're gonna do is, if the moss, and the only time we will read moss from any of these signals is going to be the building containing it. So if we have moss in here, it will basically read as a infinitely negative biocrud signal that it will then loop back into the system. I'm gonna move that inserter just so we can see what the connections are. So it'll loop the biocrud back into the system, and that way, and we can test it here, if we're running on moss, we should see that this inserter sees, oh well, I happen to put in a perfect modulo amount. Let's get 4 in there. So yeah, now it's gonna run because it's the perfect amount that isn't going to mean a whole recipe. And I wanted to do this solution partially because I think it's useful for you guys to see, because you might get some ideas from it. this certainly is not the only solution. The other solution we were just talking about is an RS latch. And an RS latch would basically have this inserter would be relying on a decider combinator to tell it when to go. And the decider combinator would basically utilize the contents of the building mixed with the contents of this chest. So like if moss in the building is 0 and... So I probably could do this with one decider combinator. So let's look at what that would look like. So we would go if moss is 0 and biocrud, what was my restriction? Is greater than 20? Yeah. Well, no. I'm thinking about when we want the inserter to be running. We want the inserter to be running when moss is not 0. Hold on, I'm confusing myself. I'm trying to figure out when the inserter is running. That means we don't have a lot of biocrud, and moss. No, I actually think we need to do it the other way. I think we want the inserter to not be running when we have a lot of biocrud and moss is 0. That's when the inserter will stop running. The inserter will only stop running when moss is 0. Yeah, because we actually need it to be running an OR condition. I guess we could have done an OR here. It'll run when either moss is non-zero or when biocrud is less than 20. Yeah, sorry. That notting an AND is the same as an OR with the inverse requirements. So then we could output the green signal. I just think it's easier to measure when things should run than when things shouldn't run. So if I have the choice, I'll measure when things should be running. And then you do the green signal for it to run. And that just makes a lot of sense to me. So this would measure the same thing because it's measuring the moss that's contained in the building. Or, you know, so it'll be running when moss is non-zero, which means it will always finish the moss. But as soon as it consumes the moss to start the recipe, moss will be 0. And so then when that happens and we have biocrud, it will then stop running. So that would work as well. I kind of like my current solution with the modulo. It does require 2 combinators though, but I'll leave it. And that should get fish running again. Wow. Who knew that this would be the episode of modulo arithmetic? How fun. How fun. But that's gonna take a minute for the fish eggs to build up again. All right, moving on with our lives. Back to cotton guts. So we need that. We need seaweed, which I forgot to grab, or I just never grabbed. I don't know if forget is the right word. I don't think I ever tried. The nearest seaweed is pretty far away, apparently. Okay. It seems surprising to me that you don't need seaweed for fish. It kind of feels like, you know, seaweed eats fish. Fish, you know, would eat the seaweed or something. All right, 36 is actually not enough. I need 40. It is exactly 10, right? Yeah. All right, and then we're gonna build a new path here. Beautiful. And then it's actually gonna keep going. And then we need to connect to the path up here. Map view is easier for this. Here we go. Watch the bots because it's satisfying. By the way, I haven't marketed myself in a while, so let's do the YouTube creator stuff. If you'd like to support me on Patreon, I appreciate you considering. No, but actually, like, there's no pressure. You guys just watching this video is supporting me, and I'm hugely grateful to all my viewers, whether you're a lurker, a commenter, you hang out on the Discord, you support on Patreon, you support on Twitch, you know, through subbing, though right now I'm not streaming on Twitch, so I totally understand not subbing to my Twitch channel, because really the only thing I'm doing on Twitch right now is the podcast. But all that being said, I'm hugely appreciative to all of my supporters, however it is that you're supporting me. And I also really, really, really appreciate the Patreon supporters. That income is really, really helpful to myself and my wife, and, you know, helping us afford food and all those things. You know, like, as a full-time content creator, it really does help to have that consistent source of income. So yeah, if you really like the entertainment that I provide, I appreciate you considering being a Patreon supporter. That's all I have to say about that, but there is no pressure to do so. It is your money, and you should be wise and considerate with where and how you spend that on the things you want to spend it on. So it's not pressure, but, you know, it is an ask, at least, to consider it. And also, join the Crydania Discord channel. That's free, and we have a lot of fun over there, so the fun is free, and you should definitely come join the Crydania Discord channel. Lots of fun conversations, lots of fun people. You know, there are a variety of games that I've played throughout, and just if you like to chat about gaming and you tend to like the kinds of games that I play, then you'll probably enjoy hanging out in the Crydania community. I put the 40 seaweed in the wrong place. And then finally, I should mention the podcast. The Factory Must Grow is a podcast that I host every 2 weeks. Sometimes I have guests, sometimes I just fly solo, but it's always discussion around factory gaming and stuff like that. Just this last episode, we had on Simon, the pyanodon's speedrunner, who talked about his Pi speedrun, kind of how it was born, how did it happen, what all did that look like, and that was a really fun podcast. We had a lot of fun chatting about that. So go check that out, and go check out Simon's YouTube channel as well. He's currently playing Pi hard mode with a 100 times science multiplier, which is no joke. Can you imagine? 100 times science multiplier. These sciences are not cheap already. Imagine if this right here cost me 30,000 science. I'll say that again. 30,000 science. Yeah, you heard me right. That's what he's dealing with. And on top of that, it's Pi hard mode, which means byproducts become way more work to deal with. So yeah, go check that out if you're interested in absolute masochism. But yeah, that's about all the announcements I have. Other than that, we're just waiting for fish eggs at this point. And the seaweed is not getting water, so let me hook that up. Alright. Where actually is water? Not saline water. I think it's all the way over here. You know how Renai Transportation has thrower inserters? Think of how cool it would be if you could have, like, fire hoses that would shoot fluids, you know, to somewhere, and then there would be like a catcher that would be like a big funnel, and it would catch the fluids, and you could just shoot fluids from one to the other. Oh, that would be so cool. I still need to play with Renai Transportation. I don't know if it's been updated yet to 2.0, but I certainly will play with it at some point. I've wanted to do a Renai Transportation playthrough for a long time, and that is still very much on my list. It looks really fun to mess with. All right, what are we doing here with our inventory? We have a big mess, but that's okay. Okay, fish eggs are... I mean, are we running? It does seem like we're running constantly. Okay. So I'll wait until one of these finishes, and then I'll just steal the eggs. Oh, I was trying to figure out why these screens look different, and it's because this one's connected to a circuit. We're just not doing anything with it. It was just to have something to connect, because the wire couldn't reach. That's all there is to that. Yoink! Alright, we yoink. Yoink the fish eggs. Boom. That's enough for 20 or 12 recipes, though they will only last for half an hour. And then the seaweed, we've automated, so that will be fed in here. And that should do it. Cotton gut stud pups. And then now we need to grow up the stud pups, which I don't know why I set both of these buildings to the same recipe, because that is, whoa, different recipe. This one, which requires more food. It requires wood. I forgot about the wood. And it requires moon drops. So that's why we have these moondrop facilities. Right. And those are going to need some space for botanical nursery. And these, for whatever reason, don't have a pass-through. Feels odd. I feel like which buildings have a pass-through. They've improved a ton. Like most buildings do have a pass-through, but these do not still, for one reason or another. What am I doing here? We need a little bit more. Oh, guys. If I want to, I could use... Well, do we have space for power? It's so close. Dang. So we can't do it this way because I wouldn't have enough room for the inserters. We need one in and one out. And I could use long inserters, but we need to power them because I'm not allowed to use mechanical long inserters. So instead, I will bite the bullet and just do this. And this should make our solution a little bit easier. And now I can just use mechanical inserters. Oh, I'm also kind of being a dummy. Because we need out, in, going different directions. I don't know why that didn't really occur to me. Copy that. Roger. Yeah. And we do need power. And the power poles connect. Nice. Okay, and then we need the bot nurse. Is that enough? It makes 1.5 per second, and these will use some number that I don't know because I don't have moon drops on me. So let's go get some moon drops. Oh, that is slow. Cotton guts don't spoil, do they? I just realized, like, anything remotely biological, I need to be looking at if it decays or not. Because think about it, cotton guts are mice, you know? It could make sense that they decay and don't last forever. Please though, pydevs, don't actually implement that. That is not a request, let me be clear. Ooh, this is all spoiled into fluorospolenen. This whole belt. Which means something is backed up? Am I not using AUGs? No, it's broken. Damn it. What'd we do this time? We tried so hard to not have everything break. What's broken? Oh, it's simple. These are different requirements. These run, or which one is it? Something important is running when manure is less than 50. Or it's stopping when manure is less than 50, but this is stopping when manure is less than 10. And this is only running if manure is less. What is happening? Where are you getting a reading of 100 manure? Oh, we're reading the manure belt. So there is 100 manure on the manure belt. So then when that manure finally decays, then this system will decide. Okay, we got problems here. But what I want to fix now is this problem. Because we want manure to be at 50, at least. So we'll set that to 50, because that's the same setting as the other one. But yeah, everything else is actually okay, I think. But the main issue is that this isn't running. And it's not running because we're out of bolts? That's weird. Why are we out of iron? The caravan's busted? Bat Boy? Bat Boy is out of lantimony. No, Bat Boy got busted somehow. Oh, no, it's that circuit condition issue again. No, it's reading it on the belt this time. I did this one a different way. Alright, let's just have Bat Boy manually. Load, store food, load. That one should be reading the signal long enough. I could even hold the whole belt. So that should work. And what is this? Why am I reading that belt? Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, hopefully that gets batteries restarted. How long have we been without battery? A while. 4.5 hours. Jeez. You know what I would love? I would love a mod that, and I don't know exactly how it would work, but basically a mod that would be able to detect things like this. Things where you have a consistent production and then it goes to 0. And it would give you an indicator. And like obviously if it went to 0 for like 10 minutes that'd be fine. But you could, you know, configure it so that if something has been at 0 for an hour or more that was previously averaging out to very much non-zero over the course of 10 minutes plus, you know, then you'd know that like one of two things happens. It either is no longer needed, aka it backed up, or you have enough of the product or whatever, or something went wrong. And you could configure which items you're tracking. So most items you wouldn't track, but certain things like, you know, the important byproducts like batteries or, I don't know, I think it just could be useful to open a window and see which things have stopped And then you could quickly scan through and be like, okay, that one, batteries, okay, they're backed up. AUGs, backed up, that's fine, okay. And then you look at circuits and you're like, wait, circuits are not backed up. That shouldn't be on the list. I need to go fix that. That would just be a really helpful tool to debug your Factorio bases. Anyway, this is working properly now. It will stop again because manure is stopped right now, but that's a different issue. And batteries hopefully will restart here in a minute. It actually looks like our caravan friend is right here. And is he bringing iron? Yes, he is. Perfect. Okay. Well, that takes care of that. We'll see if he properly engages with his conditions there. That actually leads me to want to check all my caravans. He seems fine. That seems fine. I mean, I should double check the Nexalit plates. Yeah, I think we're fine on Nexalit. Rubber Boy seems fine. Boron trioxide seems fine. cDNA we've already messed with. I know they're fine. Well, I think they're fine at least. 10 stone fish. Seems okay. Currently waiting. I think we messed with them last episode. Bat Boy we just messed with, so they should be fine. And quartz plastic. Waiting for the proper condition, which should be fine. Okay. I think everybody's fine. Batteries are running again. Good news, good news. Alright, how are the fish and the fish eggs? Seeming good. Fish eggs are starting to build up on the belt. Perfect. Which means these should all be running. Yes. Nice. Alright, well, this has been a heck of an episode. We've gotten everything done and nothing done all at the same time. Welcome to pYanodon's. Welcome to Jurassic Park. Wait, what? Oh, right. These are the ingredient. Okay, I got lucky. No, I got unlucky. I got no pups. We failed the 80%, but we succeeded on the 50%. Jeez. So in terms of like D&D rolls, I needed to roll a 1 to 80 and I failed, and I rolled somewhere in the 80 to 90 range. But if you roll the 91 to 100 range, you fail utterly. Because we only got a pup as a result. We did not get any stud pups. And that's why I went ahead and made another cotton gut, which will speed up this process, so why don't we go grab that? We go grab the other stud and grab some more cotton gut food. Oh, nice, 200 already. And then what's the other thing I need? Moon drops. We need to grab a bunch of moon drops. I did not actually want that many caravans. Having one in my inventory is nice, but I don't think I need more than that. And we wanted to grab a bunch of moon dropperinos, which are over here. I mean, I think that's enough. It might not be. These things take a lot. How many modules? Is that 16 modules? Yeah, 16 apiece. I have 6. 6 times 16 is about 100, so I guess I have too many. That's fine, it'll kickstart the seed production. Alright, so... start that. Boom, 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 boom. Perfect. Throw a lamp lamp in there somewhere. Gosh, I am loving brighter lamps, by the way. It's just so nice to not need, you know, 6 lamps just to light these buildings. I think the vanilla lamps are so wimpy. So wimpy. All right, we need... How does this work again? This one produces seeds, and it gives me back some moondrops. So what we need is we need some sort of, like, output priority over here, input priority there, and then we feed... We feed the moondrops in, and then we send the seeds and moondrops out. And then the seeds go to the right. The moondrops themselves go to the left. We need to be on the correct side of the belt, which is the right side, which would be the left side, which is what it's doing. So that should solve the problem. Is that buffer big enough is the problem. That might not be enough squares. Because it uses roughly 3 moondrops every single time it makes roughly 8 seeds. So it'll be pulling 3 from this belt every single time. And it only makes 2. So that should work. I mean, every time we use a recipe, it should be using more than what's stored on here, and we're prioritizing it. So I think that's fine, actually. And water needs to be hooked up. Oof, that was lucky. Alright. Moondrop should be running. Alright, here we go. Moment of truth. Are we gonna roll a 1 to 80, 80 to 90, or 90 to 100? Da 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 da. Gambletron. Come on, baby. Give me those stud pups. Give me those stud pups. Come on. Yes! Victory! Alright, we're good now. And we even got our studs back. So, what that means is we now put all of our available studs into here and grow them up into studs, which need to get put back into there. And then we also need to feed this one with studs. So eventually this should fully automate the process, minus the food, which both need, so I can just put the food in a crate here. So I think that does what we need for now. I might have to manually control where the studs go a little bit, but that should work. And we should see fish eggs any minute coming down this pipeline, right? Works when fish is greater than 2, but the eggs stop getting produced because of phytoplankton running out once the eggs are past here. Are these using more fish than we produce? No, we produce 0.533 fish, so even if both of these are running, we should see fish backing up. So why is this not running right now? Because this is not running. Because cotton guts... The cotton gut signal needs to be greater than 0. Aha. We need the bat signal from somewhere. And the bat signal is gonna come from down here. I guess it's the mouse signal more than the bat signal. And the mouse signal is for now just gonna be on. So we'll just use one of these guys. All right, I probably need to call it an episode for today, but let's just see if this is properly working. Cotton gut stud 1. Just make sure that actually, nope, that's not working. Because it's regular cotton gut, not cotton gut stud. Cotton gut. There. Now we're flowing. And we need to deal with biocrud on the end of the belt. Crud. Alright, that should do it. We also need to deal with biocrud out of this building. Okay. Should work. And then it's hard to see with all these. The little ghost modules look very similar to the real ones. The number's in a different place, but it can be a little tricky still. I'd rather just not have them. But yeah, we'll be continuing this in the coming episode where we should be able to get this whole thing running a lot faster. It's exponential, it starts to pick up pretty quick, but for now it's slow. As always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next episode.